Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat. Just give me a little bit of peace, steady job and some food to eat.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the line from Macon, Georgia, more specifically, Duncan Block, I have OG Head. What up, man?
What's cracking, homie?
Man, I'm doing good. Once again, man, appreciate you joining the show.
Oh, ain't no problem, homie. I'm always willing to come on and spread a little info about where I'm from and how things go down there.
Yes, sir. Now, you mentioned to me in one of our messages that you just got done doing 22 years.
Yeah, I just did 22 years. I did got caught up in like a little manslaughter bid shit with the homies. When I did my little time, I made my way back to society.
Well, welcome home, and I appreciate you sharing your story with us tonight.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Macon for a bit before we get into your story. We hear a lot about Atlanta, but we don't hear much about Macon, Georgia. If you could explain Macon to people, how would you explain it?
All right, we the heart of the state. Every state has what's called a head, which would be the major city. But anything that functions can't function without a heart, and Macon is like the heart of the state. Macon is the birthplace of like music, soul music. We got Little Richard, Otis Redding, the Allman Brothers Band.
Okay.
All those are influential people from Macon, Georgia. The Redding sons are still in Macon to this day. And now up and coming, we got Guap Records, we got Hush Management, which is my homie Kiki B. Bud Dupree owns Guap Records. That's a new movement going on now. So we trying to study stretch out. Atlanta gets a lot of the shine because, it's like one of the major cities in the state. But at the same time, Macon has always been an influential part of the state itself.
Okay. Now, did you grow up in Macon?
Oh, yeah, my whole entire life. I've been on Duncan Avenue in Macon, Georgia my whole entire life.
Okay, all right. Well, shit, tell us, what your early upbringing was like. Mom around, dad around.
Oh, yeah, I always had my whole family. My neighborhood was like one big family. It's like all of our sisters and brothers over there, The whole west side is like that, We like sisters and brothers, family as a whole, all together as one.
Dope. Now, to the best of your knowledge, what gangs were around before Crips and Bloods came to Macon?
All right, before Crips and Bloods came to Macon, we went through like the sorority phases, like Sigma Psi Phi, Omega Psi Phi, like little regular hood stuff. Then it advanced to like what you would call West Side Posse. FBI would be fellas being intelligent. We had ADE, another devastating example. We had something called Kings, which turned around to be the Mafia. Kings stood for killing incidents, gangster style. And before the Crips and the Bloods came, the West Side was just the West Side, period. You had the different sections. You had Bellevue. You had, of course, my neighborhood, Duncan Avenue, Unionville. You had Low Street, a couple of streets that made Oglethorpe. All those places were just regular neighborhoods that transferred to being gang or part of the gang movement.
Okay. Well, shit, I was watching another Macon interview on Spliff D TV, and shout out Spliff D. They're doing great work over there. But the person being interviewed said that, and I quote, gangbanging in GA started in Macon. Would you agree? Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Like, Macon has been banging since the 80s. Like, the first gangs we had in Macon that come to Macon were the Crips. The Insane Crips came to Macon in the late 80s. So the transitions went from like the late 80s. Atlanta really didn't start gang banging until like the early 2000s. You had not just Macon though. You had Savannah, Columbus, Albany. All those places were like gang banging before Atlanta even thought about doing any gang stuff. So that was just a factual thing. Macon used to be 912, but they changed the area code to 478 because of the gang activity. Because the gang said it is 912.
Ah, damn. Okay. Now, you said Insane Crips. That's as in from Long Beach, California?
Yeah,
okay.
The Long Beach guys, the Gaithers were very influential in the culture down there where we from. They came in like the late 80s, 88, 89, 87. They came by then. Matter of fact, the dude that started Young Foundation Crips, the YLC, Chris Gaither, he was from Long Beach. He's one of the first dudes that had a chance to interact in Macon, Georgia.
Okay. That's interesting to me most definitely because I'm born and raised in Long Beach. So,
I know a couple of people out there, that we interact with, like I said, the Gaithers most definitely were in Macon. They've been in Macon a long time.
Okay.
For the longest, doing their thing, So they were like the first look, rocking the Raiders, rocking the Raiders gift, coming to the Mac, doing their thing. They came You know, as a lot of California dudes do, they come with the drug trade. You know, you come and it's like a thing to hustle for them, but it's also introducing the culture to other people when they do come. So when they start mingling and mixing with the people down in our area, it grew to something greater.
Okay. In my studies, on Macon, Georgia, I heard the name Andre Taylor or Gangsta Dre.
Gangsta Dre, yeah.
Yeah, can you talk about his importance to bringing Crips to Macon?
Well, he's like the founder and the forefather of the 912 Crips. He's the one that started the 912 Crips. Everything that comes from that comes from him. He is the founder. There's no other person that could be designated as a founder other than him. He's the person that really put it down to make it where, we are what we are. We're independent state. We don't fall up under any caliphate. We are on independent state in the South. Like one of the first ones over here like that.
Okay. Gotcha. And he was killed at a young age, and is that mural still up of him?
Oh yeah, that's never going anywhere. That's gonna be the longest the streets in the making of this. That's gonna be there. That's never ever going anywhere.
Has anyone tried to desecrate the mural or anything?
Hell no, that'll never happen.
Be a bad day for him, probably.
Man, that'll never happen. They'll never get the opportunity to do that. We always up there that's still around that mural, so it's probably no way impossible that will ever happen.
Okay, all right.
He doesn't just have respect from the Crips. He has respect from all the gangs that make. You know what I'm saying? When he died, it brought the city out and together as a whole. His death changed a lot about bringing people more together than anything. It didn't have a negative reaction on the city of him dying.
Okay.
It brought more people together than anything.
Wow, that's good to hear. Damn. And what I understand, he gave back to the community. I mean, he fed a lot of people. He was the type of guy that encouraged the young guys to do better. As you know, his son went on to play pro football. Is that QT?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's QT. You know what I'm saying? So he went on to play. Detroit Lions, 87. You know what I'm saying? He went on to play pro football. The things he instilled in his son, he tried to instill in a lot of the younger homies. But at the same time, you can't make a person take something that you're trying to give them. So, with the streets calling, a lot of people go astray. But he tried his best to influence as many of the homies as he could to do better for themselves.
I love hearing stuff like that, man. Let me ask you personally, when is the first time you ever remember hearing anything about Crips and Bloods?
That would have been like the mid-'80s.
Okay.
So you always had people coming to Macon. Macon has always been a spot that has been known for because you go back to the chicken circuit, to the chitlin circuit.
Circuit, yeah.
Yeah, back in the days, Macon has always been a spot for black people to come to get on. Because like I say, James Brown got on there Macon, Otis Redding got on there Macon, Little Richard got on there Macon. Macon has always been a happening place for blacks. It's just that like I say, Atlanta has so much other stuff going on, but when you come to the city, it's like I say, it's like the gangster activity. When you think of the gangster activity, you have to look at the movement of G's and Kinky B. They the people that put the gangsterism of Georgia really on the map.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Who was the second name you said? You said Jeezy and who else?
Kinky B.
Okay, you mentioned him earlier. Okay.
Yeah. They really brought the trap gangster appeal to Macon. If you go back through music and check the history, T.I. wasn't doing it about no gang shit like that. It was the music that Jeezy brought with the trap or die.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? About coming through the club, doing your gang stuff and all that stuff. That's what changed a whole lot of that shit.
I'm at a crossroads every damn day, looking back at my past when I sleep. But living on the edge, not doing enough. Iniquity down to my feet. What do I do when I need a little food and I gotta get the money for the rent? Fall to my knees, pray to the Lord, come my son, he can give me some money, repent. What, thank you. I really love you, baby, so I spank you. Life is a wet straight fucking you up. Living in a prison, I'ma shank you. So what's love got to do with it? With my heart on my sleeve, I'm a foe. But she said she loved me, she wanted to hug me under my sheets, covers get told.
And I spy with my little mind's eye, dreams that are beyond what you can see in daylight. Baby, ignore the rain, and everything gon' be okay. And while the world burns, I'll be near the skyline, and I'll be biding my time till I can ride the wave. Then everything gon' be okay. Yeah. What are the chances? You're picking a flight, we're leaving tonight. Pack up your bags, we're leaving this place and this baggage. Cause what can we do while Rome is collapsing? but not in a day. We'll be okay. Let's hit the off your Jackson. I'll pull up the map then, cause I'm through keeping up with these Joneses. Don't care what they're posting. You know, you only see what they show you.